Good afternoon and welcome to the University of Rhode Island and the Ryan Center. As Vice Provost for Academic and Faculty Initiatives, I declare the 2026 commencement ceremony of the University of Rhode Island College of Engineering officially open. Please rise if you are able and join in singing our national anthem performed by Louise Joyce, a member of the class of 2026.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates and guests, you may be seated. The University of Rhode Island's Land Acknowledgement Statement was developed in collaboration with the Narragansett Tribe. Please welcome Junie Arlensu Jackson, who will present the university's land acknowledgement.
The University of Rhode Island occupies the traditional stomping grounds of the Narragansett Nation and the Nantic people. We honor and respect the enduring and continuing relationship between the Indigenous people and this land by teaching and learning more about their history and present-day communities, and by becoming stewards of the land we too inhabit. Thank you.
Thank you, Junie. I'd like to take this opportunity to briefly introduce the platform party and ask that they rise and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. Today's Grand Marshal is Professor Samantha Meenick, a member of the Faculty Senate Executive Committee. With us today from the University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees are Chair Margot Cook, Chris Bovey, and Joe Matthews. Also with us today, both on the stage and seated with the graduates, are members of the university's executive team, deans, and distinguished members of our faculty who I ask to stand and be recognized. Everyone may be seated. And presiding over today's ceremony, the 12th president of the University of Rhode Island, Dr. Mark Parlange.
Graduating students, family members, friends, distinguished trustees, members of the faculty, and of the entire URI community, the warmest welcome, and to the class of 2026, congratulations. I share also greetings and congratulations from our provost, Barb Wolf, who unfortunately cannot be here today, but I know she's watching the live stream with great excitement for each of you and for all you've accomplished. Now, will all of today's graduates please stand if you're able, and I want you to see if you can find your loved ones in the crowd, and we're going to thank them together. So if you could all stand, find your family, friends. Thank you. Please be seated. This momentous day would not be complete without recognizing those who proudly serve in uniform. will all members of the military and veterans and members of our ROTC please stand if you're able and be recognized. Thank you. Please be seated. As I look out today, I see friends, families, classmates, colleagues, teammates, roommates, mentors, and loved ones, each playing a part in your journey to this moment. I see degrees earned through persistence and hard work, and I see pride. I am so proud of you, and this arena is filled with people who are proud of you too. A commencement ceremony asks us to think about the future. That is, after all, the direction you are now headed toward professions, communities, and increased responsibilities. But before we look ahead, I want to reflect briefly on these past 4 years and the idea of hope. Because university years can be strange things. While you are living them, they can feel quite ordinary. Lectures, practices, labs, meetings, papers, performances, late nights, regular Tuesdays in the Ram's Den. Only afterward do you begin to understand that taken together, those moments were shaping who you are and who you will become. And over these 4 years, there were many moments at URI that have stayed with me. Earlier this spring, I spent an afternoon with a plant sciences class. Students moved through the landscape of the North Woods, identifying species after species, more than 200 plants named from memory, with astonishing precision. I attempted the exercise myself with considerably less precision. But it wasn't my abysmal performance I remembered most. It was the image of students paying close attention to the world around them at a moment when distraction has become constant. This gave me hope. There was the blizzard of 26. Roads closed, cars disappeared beneath snowbanks. The entire state seemed to stop moving. But across our campus, students immediately began helping one another, digging out cars, carrying groceries, checking on friends. The blizzard became one of the clearest examples of what a community can be. People understanding almost instinctively that they are responsible for one another. That gave me hope too. There were other moments. I watched a trainer save a man's life at a baseball game. Later, that man's grandson took the mound and pitched brilliantly. I cheered with you as our women's basketball team reached the NCAA tournament for the first time in more than 3 decades. I watched you defend dissertations, present research, perform on stages, test underwater vehicles, wearable biosensors, take professional oaths, celebrate traditions from around the world, and step into lives defined by purpose and service as nurses, teachers, pharmacists, engineers, scientists, and artists. And alongside those joyful moments came difficult ones too, because no one is immune from grief, disappointment, or loss. But over and over again, what I saw in this class was not disengagement or cynicism. I saw curiosity, resilience, compassion, humor. Yes, including the student who asked me whether he would receive free tuition if he defeated me in a tug of war on the quad. He did not. But ambition and care for one another. And that ultimately is what gave me hope. I understand why many young people today struggle with hope. The world can feel uncertain. It is easy to believe that institutions like ours no longer serve a purpose, that technology will replace human connection, or that kindness, truth, and integrity are somehow outdated ideas. But hold on to those moments that matter, even the ordinary ones, because hope is not blind optimism. It is built through friendships you made, through navigating challenges, through responsibility, curiosity, and service to something greater than yourself. And it will carry you through times where there's nothing to believe in but hope. Over these past 4 years, I can think of no better reason to remain hopeful than all of you the class of 2026. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to welcome University of Rhode Island Board of Trustees Chair Margot Cook. A proud graduate of URI, Margot has over 35 years of leadership and investment experience in the asset management industry. Her most recent role was as president of Nuveen. Today, Margot remains actively involved in the asset management industry through her positions on several boards. A strong advocate for the value of education, Margot finds immense joy as serving as the chair of the board at URI. Please welcome Margot Cook.
President Parlange, distinguished faculty, fellow board members, proud families, and most importantly, the University of Rhode Island class of 2026. I want to start by saying something from my heart. I am so proud to be in this room with every single one of you. I graduated from URI, and 40 years later, I still say that with pride. You will too. You're stepping into a world that's noisy. AI is taking jobs, the hiring market is rough, the world feels uncertain. We've all read the headlines. I spent my career as an investor, and I can tell you something that I know to be true. In the moments when the world feels most uncertain, when things feel most chaotic, that is precisely where opportunity lives. You are not a statistic. You're a URI graduate, and that means something. You're a person with a degree, a story, and the ability to find opportunity hiding inside that noise. So there's 6 things I want to tell you today. I know you're supposed to speak in 3s, but we're URI grads, so we're going to do 6. Number 1, build a technical skill, something that is uniquely yours. In my first investment role, I realized that I was good at investing in a less understood part of the market. I spent hours deepening my knowledge, and I became the person that people came to on that topic. So find one thing that you can get genuinely good at that matters to people, something that makes people say, oh, you need to talk to her about that. There is no algorithm that can take that away. Number 2, don't chase the paycheck, chase the learning. Don't measure your early career by your salary. I'll never forget the HR person who told me my very first job would pay me $23,000, barely enough to cover rent in New York City, and it wasn't even really what I wanted to do. But I could see that there were people who would teach me. Those people exist, but you have to look for them, and you have to be ready and show up to learn. The early years of your career aren't for accumulating status or for taking that job that sounds impressive at dinner. They're for accumulating expertise and knowledge. Number 3, this might be a little controversial, but use AI to get better, not to get lazy. Every job at its core is a set of tasks. When you break your job into those tasks, ask, where can AI make me sharper, faster, more precise? Not to replace your thinking, but to amplify it. The people who will thrive in this economy are not the ones who fear AI or who mindlessly rely on it. They are the ones who use it strategically to deepen that technical skill that you're building. So embrace it. You have an advantage that no generation before you has had. Number 4, find something outside of work that you love. I'm a cyclist. I've had the pleasure of riding my bike all over the world, and the community that I've found through cycling has introduced me to people I never would have met at work, across backgrounds and stages of life, all connected by this passion. And that passion, whether it's a sport, travel, music, cooking, it makes you a more interesting person, and it opens doors to relationships that work simply can't. And I want to say something about friendships. Invest in your friendships, protect them. Loneliness is more common than anyone wants to admit, and the antidote is not another app, it's showing up for the people who matter to you. Number 5, volunteer. Give something back. Early on in my career, I started volunteering with a nonprofit called the All-Stars Project. I met people from entirely different walks of life, and it humbled me in ways that no job ever has. And more importantly, if each of us is committed to making our community stronger, we would live in happier, healthier places. You have the skills and the energy. Find somewhere to give them. And finally, number 6, I think the parents are going to like this one. Save your money and start this week. I know that some of you are walking out of here with real debt, and that is a weight. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But that's exactly why this matters. When I got my first job, I set up a savings plan for $25 a week. That's it, $25. When I left the company 20 years later, I was stunned by what I'd accumulated. Financial stability isn't about being wealthy, it's about being free. Free to take a risk and free to say no to something that doesn't feel right. So start small and start now. You can survive without one coffee run a week, I promise you. So skill, curiosity, generosity, and discipline. It's a toolkit that I hope you'll find helpful. The world outside these doors is noisy, but I've spent a career finding opportunity inside that noise, as an investor, but also as a woman in rooms that weren't always built for me. I learned that sometimes you have to work harder to be seen, but that is not a reason to shrink. It is a reason to be excellent. So my fellow University of Rhode Island graduates, your path is there for you, and you will find it. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go Rhody! And now it is my distinct privilege to introduce our next speaker, the Dean of the College of Engineering, Anthony Marchese.
Thank you, Chair Cook. Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Marchese, and I am proud to serve as the Dean of Engineering at the University of Rhode Island. On behalf of the URI Board of Trustees, President Parlange, Vice Provost Adams, Provost Wolf, faculty and staff, it's my honor and privilege to introduce once again the College of Engineering graduating class of 2026. So earlier this year, URI College of Engineering alum and Board of Trustees member and good friend Joe Matthews made a generous $1.6 million gift to the college to endow a scholarship for community college transfer students. Joe recognized that many of our strongest students and many of his most dedicated employees over the years began their careers at a community college while working full-time. Now, I often share the story that I'm the first in my family to obtain a college degree. And while that's true, the fact is that I had it very easy compared to my siblings. The youngest of 4 of a single mom struggling to make ends meet, I was the only sibling given the opportunity to attend college full-time right out of high school. Each of my siblings had to go through the school of hard knocks, years of night school at community colleges, and ultimately making major sacrifices to complete school full-time. In fact, my mom was the inspiration for all of us, earning her associate's degree at 50 years of age and bachelor's degree at 58. So Joe's gift reminded me once again what it means to be a Rhody Ram and why it's so rewarding to be part of a community that stays true to our core values. So what are our core values? As the public R1 land-grant research university for the small but mighty ocean state, our values are explicit and intentional in everything that we do. It's our mission to provide access to a high-quality, affordable education to all students with a will, desire, and grit to work hard and succeed. It's our mission to do everything in our power to support our students' success. It's our mission to perform world-class research to solve regional, national, and global challenges. And it's our mission to conduct our research and teaching in a way that creates jobs, grows the economy, and prepares a competitive workforce. That's what it means to be a public land-grant research university. It not only codifies our obligations to society, but it codifies our value proposition to our students and their families. And by staying true to those values, we have the privilege of witnessing the American dream unfold before our eyes as embodied by every graduating student here today. And the rest of the world is starting to take notice. For the second straight year, the Wall Street Journal ranked URI the top public university in all of New England and 9th nationally among our peer public land-grant universities. Now, why is this ranking so important to us? Because the Wall Street Journal rankings are based on metrics that align with our values: graduation rates, starting salaries, number of years to pay off total cost of tuition, survey results from our current students and alumni. Now, we know most university rankings heavily emphasize selectivity. In other words, to improve in those rankings, universities are incentivized to keep people out. When you're a public land-grant university, it's incompatible with our mission to reduce access to university to our own tax-paying citizens. Our mission is not to keep you out, but to welcome you in. At URI, nearly 30% of our students are the first in their family to go to college. Now, as a first-generation college student myself, I know firsthand how important a college degree is to not only oneself, but their entire family trajectory. In engineering this year, 78 of our 313 bachelor's degree graduates are first-generation college students. Now, I would ask that all of the first-generation college students please stand and be recognized. I promise you that your engineering degree will forever change your lives and impact your family for generations to come. Now, at URI, we don't just welcome our students in, we do everything we can to help them succeed. So let's celebrate a little student success, shall we? Each year, the University of Rhode Island recognizes one graduating student from each major with a University Excellence Award. These awards, which were presented Thursday afternoon by President Parlange and Dean LaBeauty, are bestowed upon one student from each major whose broad accomplishments personify excellence in that major. I'd like to once again acknowledge those students. For biomedical engineering, Brooke Formanek. Maybe we'll hold the applause till the end, or not. Chemical engineering, James Jobert. Civil engineering, Paul Barlow. Computer engineering, Lyneth Mendoza. Electrical engineering, Kyle Ludwig. Industrial and systems engineering, Nathan Jolicoeur. Mechanical engineering, Cal Mahoney. And ocean engineering, Katie Aronson. I ask all of those 8 students to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Be seated. Many of our students also distinguish themselves as being recognized by one of our national honor societies. Tau Beta Pi is the National Honor Society for all of the engineering profession. Phi Kappa Phi is the nation's oldest multidisciplinary collegiate honor society. Phi Beta Kappa recognizes excellence in the liberal arts and sciences. And additional engineering honor societies include Chi Epsilon for civil engineering, Eta Kappa Nu for electrical and computer engineering, Pi Tau Sigma for mechanical, industrial, and systems engineering, and Omega Epsilon in ocean engineering. We also have a number of our students who completed the URI honors program, which is no small feat. I'd ask all of those honor students to stand up and be recognized. Tau Beta Pi. Yeah, you got it. All right. Now, many of our engineering, this year, 61% of our engineering students will be graduating with a double major or minor in areas as diverse as robotics, nuclear engineering, sustainability, Japanese, just to name a few. Many of our engineering double majors are in our world-renowned international engineering program, where our students graduate with a BA in a foreign language and complete an entire year abroad, including a 6-month global internship. Our international engineering program is the oldest and best in the United States, and it's accessible to every student, not just the affluent kids who arrive on campus with dozens of AP credits. This year's IAP graduates include Katie Aronson, Ocean Engineering and Spanish. She did an internship at the Institute of Hydraulics in Santander, Spain, received URI Academic Excellence Awards in both Spanish and Ocean Engineering, and is now staying here for a master's degree in ocean engineering here at URI. Ella Jung, chemical engineering in German, who completed her internship at Siemens Healthineers in Forchheim, Germany, and is headed back to Germany on a prestigious scholarship from the German Academic Exchange Service to complete her master's degree. J. Maury Leonard, civil engineering and French, and current president of our National Society of Black Engineers chapter, and a true leader and mentor who inspires others to be their best selves. These are just a few examples of our 46 international engineering students who are graduating or walking at graduation today. I would like to acknowledge all of our international engineering students to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You be seated. Okay, I'm almost done, I promise. Now, many of our graduates have not stood up yet today, and some of you may be walking across the stage without the extra stoles and cords and medals and accoutrement. I get it. I was that guy. But collectively, this group includes the go-to person in your capstone design team that can actually turn a wrench, the trusted friend that you turn to in times of distress, the student who's working 20 hours a week to pay their tuition bill while serving as a caregiver for a family member and still shows up for their group meetings on time. And this I can guarantee. This group also includes future CEOs and change makers that will utilize their engineering degree as the launching point to turn their dreams into reality and make the world a better place. So, I would like to ask that all URI engineering graduates please stand and be recognized. Friends, I proudly present to you the 353 students in the class of 2026 who have completed the bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degrees in the College of Engineering. An engineering degree is a big deal, a big accomplishment, and a big responsibility. Congratulations, go Rhody. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dean Marchese. Each year, the University of Rhode Island proudly celebrates the achievements of select individuals who have distinguished themselves through their accomplishments, courage, and outstanding contributions to the university, to the state of Rhode Island, and to the nation and the world. These are passionate and accomplished individuals whose efforts reflect the values and aspirations of our university. They serve as models of achievement to which we should all aspire. Today, the university officially recognizes an outstanding individual by awarding them our most prestigious honor, an honorary doctoral degree. President Parlange, I have the honor of presenting to you, for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, Daniel Harple Jr., escorted by Dean Marchese, and ask that you confer on them that degree.
Over a career spanning more than 30 years, Daniel L. Harper Jr. has been a visionary leader and catalyst for innovation, an internationally recognized internet pioneer, technology entrepreneur, inventor, engineer, and CEO. He has founded and advanced technologies, companies, and products used by billions of internet users. From collaborative computing, voice over internet protocol, and streaming media to real time web communications, big data integration, location based social media, and AI enabled data infrastructure. His innovations have helped shape the way we communicate and brought our world closer. As the chair and CEO of Context Labs, Dan Harple is addressing the challenge of trust in data on today's internet, developing a platform that interconnects facts about data to provide clarity, context, and confidence in the AI-enabled digital age. Under his leadership, the company is tackling complex global challenges, advancing technological solutions designed to deliver measurable impact. In recognition of his steadfast pursuit of his progress, his transformative contributions to technologies that have become essential to how we live, work, and communicate, and his unwavering support of an enduring connection to his alma mater, URI, the University of Rhode Island proudly confers upon Daniel L. Harper Jr. the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And now I'm pleased to welcome Dan to the podium to offer a word of advice to our graduates.
Got some remarks here. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you, President Parlange, Dean Marchese, distinguished faculty, families, friends in the graduating class of 2026. This is why we're here, for everybody here. It's an amazing day for me to receive this honorary Doctor of Science, something I would have never imagined, frankly. And I'm super grateful to the university for doing this. Thank you, everybody. Now, as I stand here, I look out at this crowd, and I realize it was 40 years ago that I was sitting there where you guys are, okay? And I totally remember it. I remember this huge sense of relief, okay? I recall the effort, punishing effort at times, the challenge, the struggle. It was not easy for me, plus the beauty of learning to think like an engineer. And I think that's the kernel of what's happened here. And what it meant for me was it taught me how to become an inventor and a person to think about how we could create new things. So I feel your joy. I felt it, and it feels so cool to see everybody here experiencing this. So congratulations, everybody. So it's your day, okay? I'm gonna be as brief as possible. You see I'm reading here. This is a big problem for me because I have to wrestle with my innate inability to stay on script. For years, I've been a speaker at events and things like that, and now I don't even use a script anymore. So I'm quite restrained right now talking to you, okay? First thing I want to say, you are prepared, okay? You are. And I know this. I know you're prepared. The education you've received here at URI, it's prepared you exceptionally well for the 21st century and the AI revolution. Rigorous training in engineering, combined with the ability to think creatively, gives you a powerful, powerful advantage. You're not only technically proficient, but you're also equipped to lead in a world where technology and humanity must work together more closely than ever before, particularly in this age of AI. You've learned to think, okay? You're now engineers, and you can manifest everything, okay? You can. It's in your DNA now. You've absorbed that here at the university, and that's what you've done here. So as I think about this, for me, and I think for you, you'll find this too, is engineering is a way of life. So it gave me powerful metaphors that still guide my life and work, especially when it comes to building and growing teams and companies which is really the essence of how inventions get to market. When I was a student, I didn't realize any of this. I didn't see these engineering concepts related to social situations or people or anything. I struggled through heat transfer, through thermo. I wasn't thinking about people, I was thinking about surviving. So I want to give you some examples of these engineering metaphors and how they've applied to my career. So the first one is impedance matching. Every time I meet somebody, I impedance match with them. And my goal is essentially to increase creativity and have this effortless interpersonal flow, to be into a flow state, to get things done with no internal conflict. Right now, we're impedance matching. You're thinking, I hope this guy doesn't take too long. I want to get my degree, and I'm thinking, oh, I hope I don't blow it, The next one I think in engineering is friction. You need friction. You need it for ideas, and it's core to thermodynamics and heat transfer. No friction, no heat. However, too much friction in a team, it burns out people, and it burns out the whole team. So you got to be really careful about friction. You have to manage friction as you grow into your career and your inventive career. Another one, which is quite interesting, is this concept of work hardening and brittle fracture. Okay, so if you push on things too hard, you get work hardening, and if you continue, you get brittle fracture. Well, whole companies have failed due to brittle fracture. It's happened. Many companies have failed because of this. And one that's probably closest to my heart is fracture mechanics, okay? So this is how a small crack can propagate to ultimately create massive failure in the structure. Well, a company is a structure. Teams are structures. Metals, it's not just about metals and materials. People are structures. So what you need to do is you need to align your people, your team, your vision around what you invent. And when you see a crack form, and they will form every day, okay, you need to be able to mediate that crack and remove its fracture potential. So, as a student, I would have never thought about this. These concepts all fused together for me in a collective whole that drove my entire career for 40 years. It wasn't that I was specifically working on fracture mechanics, right? But I was eliminating fractures. I was mediating cracks. I was drilling holes at the tip, and those holes were invention that allowed the crack to be mediated, okay? So, and then what you need to do is find the right impedance match to build companies that make a difference. So by the way, these are all people things, right? They're people things. And over time, my leadership ethos evolved into, I call this a dense neutrino, And at its nucleus is people. And I have this concept that I always use, and I call it people, product, companies, okay? And if you think about in science, the visualization of a neutrino, it's a nearly perfect fuzzy sphere. It's fuzzy, okay? But people, product, company. If you think about that, whatever you do, you will be successful, okay? Now, and the thing is, as you impedance match, you get what we call product market fit. As you get product market fit, that fuzzy sphere starts to get bright, shiny, and smooth. This is how it works. And you have to blend all these things together, these deeply engineering concepts to interpersonal things. Now, I had a psychology degree when I started mechanical engineering. And, at the time, the dean told me, don't do it. You will not survive. I did it anyway, so you don't always have to listen to everybody either. But then, I thought psychology and mechanical engineering were radically different. They are not. They're not, okay? So anyway, with that as a framework, I want to tell a short story about how innovation manifests. And you're here as change agents, inventors, engineers to manifest good things, right? So this is a story about innovation that still lives on, and everyone still uses this stuff today. So, I started out my career as a design engineer, and I was using finite element analysis, computer-aided tools, computational fluid dynamics. I loved this stuff. But back then in the late 80s and early 90s, the software we used was really workflow-oriented. You couldn't share anything, and what became kind of a core theme for my career was I want to share stuff. If you're in a team and you can't share, you're not going to get anywhere. So that's been the whole theme of my career. So what do? We did what I learned at URI, okay, in mechanical design class with Professor Charlie Nash. God bless him. We created something called the shared whiteboard, okay? And what this is, it's the ability to put anything you have on your screen and share it with somebody else somewhere else, okay? As time went on, we were doing that. We were on telephone calls, and we thought, well, that sucks. Let's just add audio, okay? And then once we had the IP connection, we said, let's add video. And what happened was this became the seminal collaborative patent for collaboration on the internet, and it drove everything that came next: voice over IP, video media streaming, and the rest. So here's the interesting thing about invention. Okay, when you invent something, you invent it out of your own head, out of your need. My need was I couldn't share my work with others. It was bothering me, right? And you invent it out of your own need, but you don't realize other needs, perhaps. And I think this is akin to being a musician. The best musicians in the world create music for themselves, and then they see if others love it. And if it's great, others will. So when we did this, we discovered that everybody wanted to do this. Who's everybody? Okay, so Wall Street traders, doctors doing telemedicine, military application. We wound up in the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and eventually with literally millions and now billions of consumers. So what begins as your need can become everybody's need, right? And today, as everybody here uses FaceTime or Zoom or YouTube, one of the things you can hold dear as a URI graduate is this all started with a URI graduate who wanted to share stuff, okay, in mechanical engineering. So when you make a FaceTime call, that's because I wanted to actually call my friend in Holland who was on a design with me. So as I kind of move close to this, this was what I call this very close to the edge, and I'm going to talk about this close to the edge concept. When we did this, did we have to impedance match? Absolutely. So in this sense, impedance match happens the day you meet the customer, and that can be a dreaded event, okay? It can be dreaded because guess what? They're going to push back, and they're going to say, oh, I want this, I want that, and you're like, well, it's not cool, I want to do this. But, you have to impedance match, you have to meet them where they are, and when you do that, that's called product market fit. Okay, your fuzzy sphere got beautiful and shiny. That's because you listened. You have to listen, okay? Sometimes it's hard to listen when you're so driven with what you're doing, So I want to intersect this with AI. I know there have been some talks recently where people talking about AI, everybody booed them. Don't boo me, okay? I'm going to ask you, please not boo me, because I've got a view on how we deal with AI. It's surrounding us, right? It's everywhere. So let's put this in perspective. Every brain in here, a single human brain, operates on just 10 to 20 watts. It's not a lot, right? It's incredibly more energy efficient and versatile than even the largest AI data center. They consume hundreds of megawatts and still don't have the creativity, judgment, or empathy that all of you have. You have a trained engineering mind now, fused with broad curiosity, equipped to direct and humanize these tools. This is the challenge, to humanize these tools. Another thing to remember, the world is not the internet. I was in the seminal company that launched the internet. And AI scares people because they think it's going to take over everything. But remember, AI models are trained on only 2 to 4% of all recorded information on the internet, okay? A very small fraction of the collective wisdom that exists in humanity. That collective wisdom is embedded in all of our DNA. It's a Jungian archetype. It's our collective unconscious. It's who we are. It's embedded in us over time, and it can never be replicated. This is our individuality, okay? There's more unrecorded information in your DNA that can never be accessed by AI. This is your opportunity. AI can't co-opt, and it can't usurp humanity. AI sells ads against it. They can't sell ads against it. AI cannot make you the product. Do not let it happen. So that's my take, okay, on AI. As you lean into being engineers and inventors, the big takeaway: humans will always rule AI. Everyone forgets that if you don't like it, you can unplug the damn computer. Okay, so with that, you didn't boo me. Thank you. Okay, so you're super prepared for the 21st century, and do not worry. Go forth and invent. So I want to come back and kind of sprint to the finish here before they pull me off. Coming back to close to the edge. This is the concept that I've used for years. What's it mean? So I want to close with this idea. This ties back to when I was a student here, and I think it was a requirement then, but we all had to take modern physics. Has anyone taken modern physics here? Massively baffling, right? I remember a class, coming out of the physics building, every single student flunked. So a core takeaway for me in modern physics was the event horizon, okay? And the event horizon, everybody here has got this gigantic event horizon. All of us do. It's infinity. And what happens when you add all these infinities? You get more infinity, right? Okay, so what's going to happen is close to edge thinking is where you will find innovation and new ideas, and that's at the edge of your event horizon. So what's going to happen is in your career, there will be people who tell you you need to specialize. What they're really telling you to do is reduce your event horizon to a small subset, okay? It's not big thinking, okay? I'm here as the poster boy for not letting that happen, okay? Who would ever have thought that maxima minima in partial differential equations was actually about your life? It's about your life. It's about maximizing your event horizon, okay? So, and consider this in the age of AI. If you focus on that small sliver of reduced event horizon, then AI may disintermediate you too, because it goes after small things first. And then your specialty is gone. So therefore, work close to the edge. This is happening in fields all over, particularly in medicine, for example, with X-ray analysis and things like that. So I want you to resist the urge to minimize your event horizon. You should maximize it. And if you do that with a cause and a purpose, you will find meaning in your work and your inventions in your companies. For me, I've found great meaning in my work over the past 40 years. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, right? You're just like manifesting who you are and what you want to do. And if you believe in it, you can actually do it. You can, okay? You can't do it if you reduce your event horizon. It's not going to happen. So remember, stay close to the edge. It's where the fun is. It's where the action is. It's where the beauty. It's where you want to be on the board surfing. You don't want to be on the beach watching, okay? You got to be close to the edge out there, you guys. So I want to iterate in closing. Everybody here, amazing. You are prepared. You are. Okay. And I have a couple final things here. This is short, and it's only 3 things, okay? There's going to come a time in your life when you're not sure what to do. Right now is probably a time. I remember I was sitting there thinking, oh, you know what? What am I going to do, right? You're not going to be sure how to do it. You're not going to know where to go or even who you are. It's going to happen, okay? It happens to every person. And our mission here is to manifest creativity and invention, I believe. So when you do that, I would say just stay very close to the edge. That's the fundamental thing. And I want to leave you with a mantra from someone who's impacted my life, someone named Ram Dass, okay? So there are only 3 things you need to know, and I'm going to call these out, and you're going to have to repeat them. This is going to be an experiment, okay? And this is happening right now, actually. As we sit here right now, the 3 things are love, serve, and remember. As I stand here, I feel the love. Everyone here has served each other and the university and each other, and now we're remembering, right? So I'm going to say one, I'm going to call it out, and you're going to say it, okay? What are the 3 things? Love. Come on. Love. Serve. Remember. And where do you do it? Close to the edge. Okay. Congrats, class of 2026. Thank you.
On behalf of our graduates and our entire University of Rhode Island community, Dan Harple, thank you. We now move to the conferral of the degrees, and I welcome Beth Myran, Dean of the Graduate School, to please come forward to join me in recognizing our graduates.
President Parlange, I present to you the candidates for the doctoral degrees. After rising, if you are able, I ask the candidates for each doctoral degree to remain standing until the degree is conferred. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? President Parlange, I present the candidates for the doctoral degrees in course and ask that you confer upon them their degrees.
Upon recommendation of the faculty of the university and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Rhode Island, I confer upon you the doctoral degree with all the attendant rights, privileges, and obligations, and I congratulate you on behalf of the university. Doctors, please come forward when instructed by the marshals to accept your degrees and to be hooded by Vice Provost Adams and your hooding professor.
Praveen Karna.
Title of the dissertation, Electron Photon Coupling in Extremes Environment. Major, Hooding Professor Dr. Ashutosh Giri, Hooding Professors Yang Lee and Dr. Carl Ernst Russo. Niraj Bath. Title of the dissertation, Machine Learning Guidance Thermal Transport in Materials. Major, Hooding Professor Ashutosh Giri, Hooding Professor Soni Pragnakan.
Balaji Oladipo.
Dissertation title, Behavior of Cylindrical System, Hooding Professor and Major Professor Dr. Sumanta Das. Jonathan Tate Villada. Title of the dissertation, Design of Polymer Protective System, Major Hooding Professor Dr. Sumanta Das.
Victoria Riley.
Dissertation title, Underwater Impulsion Mitigation, Major Hooding Professor Dr. Arun Shukla.
Nidhi Mehta Budurtha.
Dissertation title, Chalk Mitigation Using Bubble Screens, Major Hooding Professor Dr. Arun Shukla.
Dylan T. Fontaine.
Dissertation title, Submerged Structure Under Complex Loading, Major Hooding Professor Dr. Arun Shukla.
Siri Eniban Forso.
Dissertation title, Impacts of Recycled Plastic Bridge, Major Hooding Professor Binka Yaradal Craver.
Shorav Rahman.
Dissertation title, Stock Estimation in Photovoltaic Battery System, Major Hooding Professor Kushaya Adhikari.
President Parlange, I now present to you the candidates for the master's degrees. After rising, if you are able, I ask the candidates for each master's degree to remain standing until the degree is conferred. Will the candidates for the Master of Science please rise? President Parlange, I present to you these candidates for the master's degrees in course and ask that you confer upon them their degrees.
Upon recommendation of the faculty of the university and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Rhode Island, I confer upon you the master's degree with all the attendant rights, privileges, and obligations, and I congratulate you on behalf of the university. Graduates, please be seated and please come forward when instructed by the marshals to accept your degrees.
Timothy Andrew Borden. Owen Michael Klusak. Jason Artsamidi. Christopher Lee Ferretti. Alexia Noel Martin. Jacob Millman. Melissa Schneider. Lauren Lumoff. Jeremy C. Gervais. Christopher Ryan Grivers. William A. Tejada. Francis Vu Truong. Lindsay J. Moss. Alexandra Grace Russo. Michael Joseph Cimino. Emma Pensky. Felix B. Koch. Dimitrios Petru. Zachary Notariani. Jack Paul Demarinis. Jackson Lucas Bueller. Natalia Oganessian. Harish Gita Sasindran.
Thank you so much.
We now move to the conferral of the bachelor's degrees. Dean Marchese will present the candidates.
Today, we honor the memory of John Jack Heinemann, a valued member of our URI community whose time with us ended before he could complete his degree. In recognition of his dedication, perseverance, and the impact he made during his time here, we are proud to confer upon Jack a posthumous degree. We also acknowledge and extend our deepest respect to Jack's family and friends who join us today. May this moment serve as a lasting tribute to his life and his place in our community. President Parlange, I now present to you the candidates for the bachelor's degrees. After rising, if you are able, I ask the candidates for each bachelor's degree to remain standing until the degree is conferred, that is. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science please rise? President Parlange, I present to you these candidates for the bachelor's degrees in course and ask that you confer upon them their degrees.
Thank you, Dean Marchese. Upon recommendation of the faculty of the university and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Rhode Island, I confer upon you the bachelor's degree with all the attendant rights, privileges, and obligations. Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated and please come forward when instructed by the marshals to accept your degrees.
Good evening. I would like to start by presenting the graduates earning the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering.
Liam Hugo Kennings. Colin Charles Naughton. Brady William McGloin. Andrew Seth Fisher. Mitchell Thomas Daniel. Jared D. Allen. Brady Joseph Ashness. Nicole Marie Stone. Regan Rose Riley. Megan Elizabeth Angel. Lucy Kate Schneider. Heidelin Hillary Hendrickson. Anna R. Erb. Jo Lai Fei Aden Yugba. Reese Wilder Murphy. Eric Dowling Bird. Olivia F. Kittrell. Marissa Roseberger. Grace Elizabeth Stamp. Olivia Rose Moretti. Abigail Grace Zadorozny. Matthew Ryan Piccioni. Rishabh Gladwin Diwali. Olivia Awanello. Abby Lynn Hollingworth. Amanda Elizabeth Fielder. Shiva Presath Vera. Samuel Vincent Topaw, Angel Benjamin Bergonza, Eric James Legacy, Brooke H. Formanek, Tiffany Grace McLaughlin, Kylie Faith Stahl, Madden L. Buckley, Anna Tara Thompson, Rayanne Octarine, Carissa Sullivan,
I would now like to welcome Professor and Department Chair Jeff Bothan to the podium.
Great, thank you. So now presenting graduates who've earned the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering.
James Michael Joubert, Bertram Sigurd Mokelbust, Savannah June Sheffield, Brianna Nicole Marandola, Michaela Rose Younga, Shaylin Page Rice, Carlos Fernando Estrada Rosa, McKenna Marie Horner, Cole J. Pepin, Jaden James St. Louis, Hayden Edward Riley, Noah Richard Gartner, Jacob Joseph Ross, Mateo Munoz Gil, Kyle Joseph Norberg, Maria Isabella Mozaleski, Grace Mary Michaelides, Maya Sheridan, Vivian Rose Goss, Lindsay Huey, Robert B. D. Shulo, Dejin Zhu, Jacob Joseph Travado,
I would now like to welcome Professor and Department Chair Chris Baxter to the podium.
Now presenting the graduates earning the Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering.
Paul August Barlow, Mark Henry Blank, Kyle Mark Tomaskovic, Nathan Scott Field, Braden Riley Perry, Tyler Freeman Sheedy, Patrick Muxgo, Nicholas C. Lombardo, Liam Vincent Henn, Gavin Christopher Ellis, Robert Joseph Chermely, Ryan Amoroso, John Michael Nihill, Joseph W. Scott, Johnny Joseph Walsh Palombo, Logan J. Carson, Johnny Joseph Walsh Palombo, Francesco Michael Ferraro, Julian Alonso Gama, David Samuel Godliff Samoa, Excel or Collins Mina, Kylie Whelan, Adriana Abbey, Michaela Rose Montalvo, Nathan Stephen Jetty, Chad William Main, William Cornwall, Jordan Manuel Go Miranda, Charles Hongji, Alejandro Dorian Jimenez, Audrey Brooke Paquette, Abigail Florence Clark, Kristen N. Kane, Trinity Sotira Saab, Lacey N. Bowen, Jordan Maylee Saris Buglama, Alexander James Handy, Thomas Vinagri, Jason Casper, Michael Edward Robinson, J. Maury David Leonard, Ewan Gravel Wilkie, Nicholas Richard Brewer, Aidan Rocco Sylvester,
Please welcome Professor Harish Sunak to the podium.
Now presenting the graduates who have earned the Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Engineering.
Jacob Miguel Silva, Joshua Miguel Pereira, Noah Lee Vargas, Jarrett Gabriel De Freitas, Alejandro Shofong Wu, Jackson Albro, Robert Stevens, Richard Buckley,
Yasmin Von Ville,
Aidan Welch Donnellan, Kevin Vu, Daniel Brendan Sanguino, Jamie Manuel Iglesias, Joseph John Rose, Maximus Anthony Matarese, Sergio Herrera, Robert Kellner Schmidt, Sarah Eisenstein,
now presenting the graduates who have earned the Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering.
Layla Nagman Ghazi, Ariana Saad, Cole Matthew Giordano, David Rodolph, Liam John Hudak, Brian Cameron Farmer Jr., Daniel John Haig, Richard James Damari, Jacob A. Lee, Shane Stephen Stamp, Kate Alden Burrell, McKenna Lola Sylvester, Benjamin Richard Giletian, Maxwell Gledo, William John Lucas, James E. Pryor, Jack Canfield Petrarca, Gage Michael Testa, Ryan Ming Tattree, Evan Michael O'Neill, Jacob Phillips, Emily P. Katz, O'Malley Joseph Thomas Sherlock, Royal John Southam Avon, Isaac Thomas Feldman, Anna Marie Tivotillo, Nathan George Vierkant, Destiny Mua, Kyle Ludwig, Nicholas Raymond Rossi, David A. Goel, Mark Delgado, Danilo Cimido, Raquel Raphael, Abigail Rachel Tadamola,
And now presenting the graduates who have earned the Bachelor of Science degree in two majors, computer engineering and electrical engineering.
Lineth Mendoza, Garrett Arthur Kemper, Douglas M. Fisher, Zachary Connor Weinstein,
I'm going to announce this. Yeah. Thomas Ranker.
I would like to welcome Department Chair and Professor Carl Russo.
Now presenting the graduates earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial and Systems Engineering.
Samuel Miller, Jared P. Cardinale, Jackson Edward Largy, Noah John Dalo,
Nicholas Kagan,
Dominic Josephiah DeVere, Connor Sheridan, Jake Carmine Yakovaci, Ben Lewis Conti, Austin Kilduff, Rachel May Honiger, Melanie Tabares, Grace Marie Merrier, Sasha Balovsky, Haley Paige Haberman, Samantha Grace Murphy, Thomas Andrew Stapleton, Michael Austin D'Orazio, Juan Manuel Zubieta Lombana, Christian Michael Gemma, Jeremy Heaven Herrera Santos, Nathan Theodore Jolie Kerr,
now presenting the graduates earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering.
Evan Alexander McCauley, John Daniel Mickle III, Isaiah Michael Smith, Carl Joseph Krusek, Peter Williams Gangas, Raymond Philip Marcella, Landon Lassard, Nicholas Lyle Abreu, Darian Felix Clay, Megan Hebert, David Cox, Andrew Ty Harris, Anthony Joseph Nardolillo, Noah C. Dorgan, Bryson Malaby, Jacob E. Langlois, Nicholas Alexander Plants, Brandon Keith Sapola, Nicholas DeFascio, Nathaniel Connor Babineau, Richard Alexander Lambert, Colton Pierce Kingsbury, Haley Ann Wagner, Megan Kylie Corbari, Emma Christine Sprague, Cordelia R. Lapointe, Liam James Donnelly, Michael Anthony Reitz, Matthew Dean Gudekinst, Rolf Fithian, Finian Cove Forest, Zachary Lopes, Olin Wadsworth Guck, Cooper Michael Newton, Tyler Scott Dixon, Cole Benjamin Rene, Matthew Dalton Price, Riley David Shannon, Joseph T. Truong, Jiahao Gua, Alex Araujo, Kojo Banka Pinkra, Jiacheng Kong, Victor Swan, Zachary Robert McBride, Monroe Sarah McCooch, Casey Collins, Robert Louis Schuster, Anthony Joseph Caruso, Aidan Matthew Madura, Parker H. McGregor, Liam Francis Rowland, Nicholas James Campbell, Callahan Mahoney, Alexander Richard DeStefano, Connor Patrick Sweeney, Kenneth Spazzato, Aidan Thomas Hefeli, Nicholas Alexander Di Natale, Cameron James Gillette, Jack Stadman, Christopher Guttos Peters, Jarek Johnson Pajimna, Matthew Maroney, Sean Patrick Martin, Gianna Diane Rose Piemonte, Katarina Wewell, Ethan Henry Carpio, Daniel Alexander Ginsberg, Abigail Rose Zumito, Maria Nicole Morrow, Connor David Thoreau, Elias Dawson Nulviamo, Emily Victoria Lopez, Benjamin Prue, Carl Bennett, Adam J. Lurjo, Carl Latour, Leila Alexia Morales, Glenn Roman Slexkowski, Jonathan Paul Budzinski, Alexander Eastman Travison, Connor James Ham, Evan Michael Trombley, Preston Jacob, Jessica Ashlyn Tingley, Jamal Baptista,
I would like to welcome Professor Chris Baxter back to the podium.
Now presenting the graduates earning the Bachelor of Science degree in Ocean Engineering.
Catherine Eileen Aronson, Bailey Jolyn Bolton, Andrew B. Bakari, Mackenzie Azell, Susanna Lindgren Maycutt, Harrison T. Cotton, Adam Christopher Strobridge, Matthew Frederick Francisco, Daniel Preston, Willem Nathaniel Weinberg, Keegan C. Zolano, Calvin John Lyons, Magnus McPhail Kohler, John Zambarano, Jack Anselm Ferns, Brenna O'Neill Fissel, Sean McManus, Emma Rose Toronto, Samantha N. Kipper, Matthew Lawrence Superkzinski, Olin Woodrow Thompson, Evan Rocco Houle, Justin Weber,
So, will all the graduates please rise if able? So now's the moment we've been waiting for. Please move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. I would now like to welcome Dean Marchese back to the podium.
Thank you, President Parlange. It is my pleasure now to welcome to the podium one of your College of Engineering peers to offer their reflections and advice. Today's speaker is Victoria Riley. Victoria is from Johnston, Rhode Island, and is graduating with a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Mechanical Engineering and Applied Mechanics. Please welcome Victoria.
Good evening, President Parlange, Dean Marchese, faculty, staff, families, friends, and the class of 2026. It is an honor to be standing here today as your student speaker. I'd like to begin with a few words of gratitude. How many people does it take to earn an engineering degree? If you're thinking one, you've clearly never taken thermodynamics. None of us got here today alone. Behind every graduate is a network of people who sacrificed, encouraged, and believed in us along the way. So, to our families and friends, thank you for your unwavering support. To our faculty, professors, advisors, and mentors, thank you for challenging us and believing in what we were capable of becoming. And most importantly to you, the College of Engineering class of 2026, this is your moment. Congratulations. When I look out at all of you, it's impossible not to reflect on how far we've come since the first day we walked onto this campus. For some of you, 4 years, others 5, or in my case, 7 years ago. Over those years, we've shared countless memories. But somewhere between Physics 2, senior capstone design, and the occasional lab report that was longer than a novel, we learned so much more than just engineering principles. We learned lessons that shape how we approach problem solving, both in the field and in our lives. So today, in the next few minutes, I want to share 7 of those lessons with you, one for each year I've spent at this university. It'll be quick, I promise. I heard the groans. Lessons that many of us have learned and that are worth remembering as we move into the next chapter of our lives. The first lesson began in year 1, being a sponge. Think back to that first or second semester, walking into Calculus 2 class and realizing very quickly that the learning curve was steep. Many of us felt overwhelmed at first, but freshman year taught something important: to keep an open mind and absorb everything we could. The second lesson is the power of habit. By sophomore and junior year, many of us were juggling full engineering course loads with part-time jobs, group projects, homework, and countless organizations. We learned that success didn't come from occasional bursts of effort, trust us, we tried, but rather it was about consistency, showing up every day and making steady progress. The third lesson is how to handle setbacks. We've all experienced them. During senior year, a serious injury ended my plans to pursue professional ballet after graduation. At the time, it felt devastating, but engineering has taught us something important. When something fails, we assess, redesign, and keep going. That mindset led me to graduate school here at URI, a decision that has changed my life in ways I am forever grateful for. Lesson 4, perspective. One of the greatest strengths of this university is the diversity of backgrounds and ideas that come together here. I saw this firsthand when I began graduate school, working in a lab alongside people who challenged how I thought and broadened how I saw the world. The fifth lesson is leadership. We came here expecting to learn technical skills, and we did. But it won't be long before we are asked to do so much more, to lead teams, manage projects, and make decisions that affect others. We learned that being a leader isn't about knowing everything, but rather taking responsibility, listening to others, and bringing people together to solve complex problems. I saw this tremendous leadership firsthand through my advisor, Dr. Arun Shukla. Professor, thank you for being an extraordinary mentor to all 155 of your current and former graduate students. The sixth lesson is the importance of community. These past few years here at URI challenged us in many ways, but the truth is, none of us got through it alone. We were in this together, filling whiteboards with example problems in the capstone rooms, comparing MATLAB codes in the Engineering Computer Center, and preparing interview questions for graduate school and jobs together. And while we will go our separate ways soon, this place and the people we met here will always remain a part of our community. And finally, lesson 7, the one I believe matters most. Time is our most valuable resource. As engineers, we will spend most of our careers optimizing systems and improving efficiency. But there is one resource that none of us can manufacture more of: time. How we spend it and who we choose to spend it with will shape the rest of our lives. Each of us will leave here and take different paths. Some will design infrastructure, bridges, and buildings. Others will develop new technology, create medical devices, build software, improve manufacturing processes, pursue research, or even start companies. But at its core, engineering has always been about one thing: improving the world around us. We are trained to look at systems and ask how they can be better, stronger, more efficient. That same mindset can be applied to the lives we build. As we move into the next chapter, I want to encourage each of you to optimize your time. Invest it in work that gives you purpose. Invest it in people who will challenge and support you. And invest it in the balance that allows you to live fully. Because in the end, the most meaningful measures of success will not be our titles or accomplishments. Rather, they will be the relationships we build, the impact we have on others, and the lives we help improve along the way. So, to the class of 2026, congratulations. Now, let's go build what matters.
Thank you, Victoria, for those awesome remarks. Class of 2026, before we conclude, I want to leave you with a single idea that really sits at the heart of URI, and I hope you will take with you after you leave here today. And that is, talent is everywhere, even when opportunity is not. That belief is the reason public universities like URI exist. It is the reason institutions like ours matter, and it is the reason I remain deeply hopeful about the future. During your time here, you have learned, next to some whose paths to this moment were very different from your own. Some arrived here with every advantage. Others worked jobs while carrying full course loads. Some commuted long distances. Some wondered whether they belonged at university at all. But look around. Talent is everywhere, in each one of you, in classrooms and labs, on stages and athletic fields, in students who became the first in their families to earn a college degree, students whose potential simply needed someone willing to recognize it and invest in it. At a time when society equates excellence with exclusivity, we must take a different approach. We must widen opportunity. We must recognize potential that might otherwise be overlooked. We must create pathways for people to contribute their talents to the world. Because the most successful organizations are rarely the ones that draw from the smallest circle of people. They are the ones capable of recognizing talent wherever it exists and creating opportunities for it to grow. That is what we strive to do at URI, and now that responsibility belongs to all of you. Some of you will lead companies, some of you will teach, some will work in hospitals, firms, schools, public agencies, nonprofits, and communities across this country. And whatever success you achieve, and I know you will achieve success, I hope you remember this. One of the most important things successful people can do is create opportunities for others. So look for talent, encourage it, open doors, give someone a chance, advocate for people who might otherwise go unseen. Because when opportunity expands, communities, institutions, and societies become stronger, more innovative, more compassionate, and more hopeful. And if you carry that belief forward into your own lives, if you become the kind of person who helps others climb alongside you, then your success will extend far beyond yourselves. Congratulations, class of 2026, and go Rhody! So as we bring the ceremony to a close, let's join together to sing our alma mater, performed by URI student Andrea Sims. The words will be displayed on the screens, and I invite everyone to stand, if you're able, and sing along.
All hail to thee, Rhode Island. We pledge our faith anew, while our heroes bring thee honor with our banner of white and blue. In truth, we owe her much, for she's shown us the way to achieve and be of service to the world. So all hail our alma mater, Rhode Island, our guide will tarry do.
Okay, graduates, so this is the time in the program where I say Rhody and you say Rams, but I would like to invite all of our family and friends to participate with us. So are you ready? Okay. Graduates, for your first time as URI alumni, Rhody, Rhody, Rhody! Rhody, Rhody, Rhody! 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 Woo! done, graduates. Congratulations. The platform party will now recess, followed by the faculty and the graduates. So graduates, please remain at your seats until instructed by the marshals. And guests can meet their graduates outside the Ryan Center after the conclusion of the recessional. The recessional will begin with the URI fight song. We invite everyone to clap and sing along. The words will be displayed on the screens. And I now declare the Spring 2026 University of Rhode Island College of Engineering commencement ceremony officially closed.